Yeah. Dank memes. Oh, sorry. Hi, I didn't see you there. You guys quit startling me like that. Anyway, so you're probably wondering, what's all this about text evidence, right? How do we find textual evidence when we're looking at something, right? Well, we got to really look at things, kind of what we have to find inferences, or we have to infer. Some things are not always as they seem, right? We have to really dive in and look for explicit things that are stated directly. But other times we have to look in for things that we can have to kind of figure out, such as why was I just sitting there on my phone almost choking to death on a chip? The world may never know. All right. Well, it's time to dive in on another lesson on textual evidence. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Okay, so textual evidence. So let's see if we can actually do this in a reasonable amount of time to get us through, because I take way too long to do videos. All right, so as we're looking through here, right, we look at our textual evidence here, and we're seeing that readers can infer knowledge about a text, and they can do that. They can make that educated guess based on logical guesses. So based on guesses that make sense, right, with logic from the text. Direct statements, you could also guess through implied information. So not the things that aren't quite there exactly, but it's implied. It's kind of hinted at, right? And personal experience. You can bring your own experience into this too. You really can when you're making inferences. Explicit evidence is stuff that's directly stated. You can look at it and it's there. You can see it with your own eyes, right? You can look at it, you can see it right here, Mr. Blainer. It's right. You can pull it out of the story right here. But if you're inferring evidence, you need to look a little bit deeper with that, right? And by looking deeper, it can help deepen your understanding as a reader. Now, when you're analyzing a text, you have to sift through the textual evidence to try to find an interpretation or understanding that makes sense with the text, right? And inferences can help readers understand the meaning, context, or intent behind a text. So inferences can help us kind of understand, well, why the heck did this writer even write this? What's the point of this, right? Because there's always a deeper meaning, always hidden between the lines, and we've got to look for it, right? So you might be also wondering kind of what types of evidence are explicit versus inferred. I'll give you an example. Things that are directly stated are explicit. That's it. Anything else is inferred. So things based on logical guesses, personal experience, or finding careful reading in between lines, that's inferred. So we got to make a lot of inferences. Not everything's going to be explicit and handed to you, right? So how can readers make inferences, right? We can make it based on the textual evidence, okay? Author will give us clues about things, characters, settings, that sort of thing that will clue us in on what's going on. We have to use what the author gives us, and then we have to also use our own prior knowledge, stuff that we already know about, to conclude what's not stated. For example, if you know already about dogs attacking and rabies and other things that you already know about because maybe you've had an issue with a dog or something at one point, you can bring that in to make inferences because the author wants you to do that. So if we're looking at Cujo, whoa, what can we infer from the dog's appearance here? All right, well, we're looking at the dog, right? It has, red eyes, right? Weepy, gooey eyes. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look well, right? This is a sick, dangerous dog. This is not good, not cool, right? So we can make some inferences based on that just by looking at the dog and the description of it. And the author does this in some ways also to build up suspense and tension, right? Stephen King is great at doing this. He uses some common real-life stuff that's gone horribly wrong, right, to build suspense. Because if it was a fairy tale, it couldn't happen to us. But if it's happening down the street, then we should be scared of it, right? He gives the readers an idea of imagining what's going on. In our, we can make inferences, and it puts a picture in our brain about what will happen as a result of these experiences, right? So when Stephen King is describing Donna's fears of this dog, right, it builds up that tension. We feel like we're like Donna. We're trapped in that car with this dog coming after us, right? So that's basically what we have to do is we have to deepen our understanding of text by reading carefully, really looking at it. Don't just give it a glance over, really give it a shot. And hopefully we can figure out what to do from there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's kind of like, you have to unwrap the text, like unwrapping this piece of cheese. You have to really start your way through it. Gotta just pry through it. Just sometimes you gotta get your teeth in there. And then once you get through it, you find yourself at the wax. Well, that's a really bad metaphor. Anyway, I'm going to eat this cheese. So I hope that you enjoyed that video, and I'm glad I didn't choke to death. All right. It was good seeing you all.